What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to episode 5 of our FM19 Journeyman save here with FC Grasshoppers over in Zurich in Switzerland. Last episode, you would have seen a couple of our players left. I have made some signings. Are they panic buys? We're going to have to find out. Let's get into today's episode. Right, here we are then. Like I said, we have made a few signings. They're not awful. They're not awful. They will definitely do the job. They're not as good as Pierluigi Reali, who's now valued at 44 million, which kind of puts into perspective the type of player that we had. He's now also got 3 caps for Italy. So he's good enough to break into the Italian first team. And actually, in the end, Alex Acker didn't even end up going to Basel. Moscow swooped in and stole him. Which is, I guess, still not good news because we did lose out money on him. You can see here, he's now worth 9.75 and we only sold him for 4.4. But at least he didn't go directly to a competitor, right? He had a good season for us. He got us to where we are. So what more can we ask from him, you know? There were obviously our only 2 outs, at least in the January window. However, our ins was only 2 as well. And the first one was Sekou Sadibi, a 27-year-old Belgian. He's valued at 6 million, but I mean, he's got some decent stats. He's well-rounded, got good strength, good modest pace, good first touch, good finishing, good dribbling, a good technique. And we got him in for 4.4. As you can see here, he's played 2 games, got 3 goals, 2 assists, and a player of the match. So he's definitely doing the business for us. I think that's a good signing. I'm happy with him. I think he's going to fill the gap and do what we need him to do. And the other signing was Loran, who's a 29-year-old Brazilian. This one's a bit more shaky. Signing for 5.25, which he's not even worth. Yeah, he's okay. Again, good pace, good agility, good first touch. Dribbling, finishing, not the best. That's embarrassing. Just sneezed on camera. His dribbling's not the best. He's a wide playmaker. He probably typically plays a bit further back than we would like. Actually, he really doesn't like the... I didn't see that, actually. In all honesty, it's a panic buy. I didn't even notice he played that far back. I mean, he can play wing back, so maybe he'll be deployed there. Yeah, he's not amazing, if I'm honest. I did try signing this man here, College. However, it's... Yeah, like literally, they're being idiots about it because he was transfer listed. I don't know if he is now. Yeah, he's listed by request, and their asking price is 13 million. But if you offer 13 million, they just reject it and say they want like 19 million and stuff like that. So look, we'll go here. We'll put in 13 million. Oh. Do you know how many times I did that while the transfer window was open and they denied it every single time? I do it now. And, oh, yeah, they just accept it, do they? Well, either way, we might be able to get him in as well. He won't join until the summer, but at least it's going to weaken a competitor and hopefully strengthen our squad. Since we last met, when even was it? I think it was Zurich and Servette, I think, was the last 2 games. We drew 1-1 with Young Boys, even though we were down to 10 men. Managed to hold on to a 1-1 draw. Beat Sion 3-0. And we beat Lugano 3-2. They got a late goal back to make it look a bit shaky. But we were pretty much in control of that game. They took the lead, but we got one back straight after. And then Sadibi did the work, did the business, got us in front. And then today we have St Gallen and Lausanne. St Gallen, of course, the closest team to us in the league. And Lausanne battling almost relegation, one of the lesser sides. And I'm hoping for 2 wins. I don't want anything less than 2 wins. I don't think we should get anything less than 2 wins. In all honesty. Oh, College has accepted our offer. I mean, he has got some fantastic teams on the table. Our old club Lyon, Monaco, Palace, Everton, all the English sides offer a good sort of financial package as well. Because as the Premier League goes on, the TV rights are just ridiculous. And you do earn stupid money in the Premier League. See if we can worm him in. He's not really biting, is he? Alright, hang on. Let's see if I could shuffle the budget a bit. I don't know how this is going to then get him through the door. Still not enough. All right, I don't know if we can sign in, boys. 19k. I don't think we can do it. Okay, whew. Got him in the door, but the problem is I don't know if we can afford to pay the transfer fee now. So we're going to have to see how that one goes. Because, yeah, it's not looking good for us right now. As I'm trying to find the microphone into a good position for me so that it's going to pick up my voice. I think, hopefully, this will do the business. But yes, here I am back in the... Well, it's not really 3 days in a row because I think this should go out Monday or Tuesday next week, I believe. But I've managed to actually get some consistent content out. Lately, I've been a bloody shambles. I would apologise, but I keep apologising, saying it's going to get better, and it doesn't. So, unfortunately, I just have to sort of sort myself out and sort out my life and get this bloody back in action because it's stupid. Finally get some good traction on my videos, and I go missing. So, I'm working on sorting that out. I'm trying to sort that out. And hopefully you guys can bear with me whilst I sort it out. But we are at home today. Muric in goal. Reiner, Krasniki, Antonov, Pickle, Maicon, Pusic, Puga, Borges, Sukasev and Hartung round out our lineup. For them it's Ferry in goal. Gonitza, Essoazina, Attic, Bars, Fernandez, Vulamoz, Kolic. Of course Kolic we're trying to sign. Grandelli, Hassan Chan and Sposito up top for them. Like I said, I think we should win today, and I don't really want anything less than a win. A win would be fantastic. Put us up to 63 points, then down to 53. Be a lovely 10-point gap. And there's Sukasev, Nicholas Sukasev, assisted by Maicon from a throw-in. Don't see that too often. And surprisingly, they have more fans in our ground than we do. Which shouldn't be happening, but Sukasev gets there. And he finds the back of the net, so can't complain. Can't complain at all. Gornitza into Fernandez. Kolic. Fernandez. Out wide to Bars. He's got Bars for days, mate. Puga. What can we do here? Comes forward. Comes charging forward. Bursting forward even. What can we do with it, though? Just nothing. Just gets tackled. Hoofs it upwards. Sposito. And we managed to squirm that out. So, what else is happening elsewhere? Young boys are winning. I mean, at this point, we're sort of in a league of our own, aren't we? We've got a nice cushion, a nice gap, and we don't really have to worry about anything. It's a bit quiet in Switzerland. Maybe this wasn't the best league to come to. I mean, I guess it doesn't help that I got knocked out of Europe, but that's my own fault. So, I'm sure if we had some European football, that might spice it up a little bit. I think that's what's lacking, that and the fact that I got knocked out the cup. Although Kolic is here. And he scored a fantastic goal. I mean, Anel Kolic, a little dink chip into the far corner. And our goalkeeper's had a bloody mare. Or actually, is it even our goalkeeper? Just everyone in the defensive line has had a mare. Look at that. Passes it to Krasniki. Gets tackled. Look at that little dink. It's kind of like a dink, but a placement. It's quite a weird shot, isn't it? But either way, it goes bloody in, doesn't it? And it's 1-1, which is a bit disappointing. Considering we've played pretty well so far. We hit the post and bar so many times. It's a bloody joke. I don't understand why tactics. I was like, I need to blow my nose. If you keep seeing me itching my nose, I need to just bloody have snot. Lovely, isn't it? Lovely graphic image. I have snot coming out of my nose. So I need to bloody blow it. I'm sure you love that image and I thought of that. As they come on the attack again and they almost score. They almost take the lead. I also want to see the attendance stats, but they haven't come up yet. Because it looks like in our own stadium, there's more St Gallen fans than there are Grasshopper fans, which just doesn't bode well with me. I'd like to think our home fans can sort their bloody life out, if I'm honest. Half time 1-1. A bit disappointed, if I'm entirely honest. Reiner. I don't really know what to do. Do I make some subs? I'm going to leave it till the 60th minute, see what's happening then. I mean, we're still a bit in a world of our own. 7-point gap. It's not the end of the world. But they're definitely proving to be tougher opponents than I thought. I thought St Gallen would have fallen off by now. Again, I'm not familiar with Swiss football, so for all I know, St Gallen could be a half-decent team, and I'm just here marking them off. But I just thought that Basel and Young Boys are going to sort it out, really. I mean, Krasniqi's not having the best of games. I've left him on the pitch. Bernier. Only as far as Pusic, can we do something here? Over the bar. Ambitious. Not good enough. It's all kicking off elsewhere in the league, but I mean, apart from up to Thun, actually, I guess, I mean, yeah, from Lugano to Thun, they're just playing for that one last spot. But Basel is sort of in a middle ground where I don't see Thun, Zurich, and the rest of them catching them. They're too far to really catch Young Boys, I think. Young Boys are a bit too far to maybe catch St Gallen and ourselves. And then St Gallen are kind of fighting to try and chase us, but ideally probably stay ahead of Young Boys. So it's all just become a bit of everyone's having their own campaign. Do you know what I mean? As I have another text message. Full time, 1-1. A bit of a disappointing game, a bit quiet. 2 early goals. To be fair, their goal was fantastic. I can't knock their goal. It was bloody brilliant. A bit disappointed from our performance. I would have liked 3 points, but it just wasn't meant to be. Antonov staying an extra year, which is cool. If he plays one more game, he will be anyway. So, who do we play next? It is indeed Lausanne. That game, we better get 3 points, because I'm tired of turning on the camera, and every time I do, the team just sort of bottle it and play rubbish. So, I'm going to go to the Lausanne game. Hopefully, we get 3 points and a good performance for once in my bloody life. Catch you guys then. Right, the game against Lausanne is here upon us, but for those of you that have made it this far into the video, I thought we'll just do a little roundup of all the previous teams that I've, of course, managed. We'll start off with Olympic Lyon A. As you can see here, this is where I won my 2 back-to-back league titles. They then come 4th, 3rd, they won it again, 2nd, 4th, and 2nd. They're currently sitting 2nd as well. They're still in the Champions League. A very solid side. If you are new to FM, you're looking for a good team to manage, I recommend Lyon. They have a fantastic team straight off the bat. You know, the money's not too skimpy. You can definitely do some business, especially if you're into signing and finding young talent. Then yeah, you know, be sure to do that, because they can. You know, you can't bring in every young talent from around the world, but you'll be able to shortlist a few, bring in quite a lot of them, and then just sort of create a football factory similar to what Ajax do. You could definitely do that with Lyon, and I think it could be a good long-term save. Maybe a bit too easy for a lot of you out there, but I think they're a good club, and I quite like their badge, quite like their kit. And I mean, you're always going to have competition in PSG, right? So it's not always going to be a boring league. Monaco are right up there as well, so you're probably always going to have some form of competition. At least you'd hope so. So I'd say go for that. You know, go for it. I would go through all their signings and stuff, but realistically, it's been a long time since I was here. They're probably not going to have many players. I mean, Giori was there when I was there, of course. Hussein, actually, Awa, was still there. 30 years of age now, getting on a bit. Dombele somehow still here. I mean, I thought this guy was going to leave years ago. He's still there. They've kept hold of him. And that's really about it. If you look at the rest of it, it's all new. So only 3 players remain. Inter Milan, of course, were the team that I went to after this, and boy was this a rocky road. When did I take over them? I thought I come 3rd. Yeah, I did. I come 3rd and 9th, right? And they fired me. Patrick Vieira's now their manager. Fair play to him. Again, I don't know if the squad's going to be the same. Was Pio there when I was there? I'm not too sure. Justin Kluivert's in on loan. Lovro Major's still here, but his career's gone a bit downhill, hasn't it? Because he just wasn't, clearly he wasn't liked by someone, because I brought him in. He did a good job for us, in all honesty. He went out to West Ham on loan, did a good job out there, did a fantastic job at Marseille, even won a cup, to be honest, over there. So he did fantastic at Marseille. Went back to Inter, didn't quite hit the ground running, went out to Napoli, but did very well over there. Come back to Inter, hasn't done the business, went out to Roma, did the job over there. So there's something about him and this Inter Milan team, as I keep burping, that just don't click. Favuzzi, I believe, was there when I was around. Apart from that, no one else is. I mean, there's a few names. Francesco Ferrari was someone I signed. Never really took off though, did he? I mean, some of my signings were definitely questionable. Don't get me wrong. My time at Inter Milan really wasn't the best. If I'm honest. I'd like to return back to Italy and get the job done eventually, maybe if there's time throughout the year. But elsewhere, I don't even want to look how Inter Milan are doing in the league because I don't really care. But Sporting Lisbon, they are doing very well. They've, of course, replaced me with Zinedine Zidane, as far as I'm aware. Yes, they have. And they're currently second in the Portuguese Premier League, but not by much. Only 2 points behind Benfica. Both teams have only lost once. But unfortunately, Sporting did draw an extra game. And Benfica's only loss was against Sporting in a 4-3 thriller. So Benfica and Sporting are now the two teams in Portugal for the last 5 years. It's going to be 6 years this year. They've been switching and swapping league titles. Porto sort of out of favour. Forense and Guimarães also new boys on the block. And as for transfers, Sporting Lisbon haven't done too bad. I thought they were going to lose a lot more names than they have. It's not too bad. I mean, Korndijk's gone, which is a big shame. 51 million he's now worth. But we definitely made good money on him. I got him in for 10 million, of course, and they've made 25 million profit. Ortega, we already knew, left. Smirnoff as well. Mendes, Brass. Adriano, his career never really took off. I mean, yeah, he's just sort of been around the block, but I took him from Lyon to Inter, got him some big moves. He obviously then went to Sporting Lisbon when I was there for free, and he's had a bit of fun. He's played for some big boys, and now he can relax back in his home country of Brazil. Don't know why I'm stuttering so much. And a few loans have gone out. Reece Nelson, they need to get rid of him big time. The wage is just way too high. They really need to get him off the books if they can, preferably on a permanent deal. But that's just the story elsewhere. Half of you probably don't give a monkeys, but I like looking back every now and then and seeing how they're getting on. I mean, like I said, Sporting Lisbon was definitely our best time. I don't want to say statistically, but I mean it was really. If you look at job history here, the awards were flowing in. I mean, it's a bit difficult because I don't think the French League do Manager of the Month, and I don't think the Swiss League does either. Whereas, you can win that accolade over in Portugal a few times, and it does buff it up a bit. Competition-wise, though, it's not too far off Lyon, where we won 4 cups. We won 6 over in Portugal, but not all of them were as impressive. The Super Taka primarily. This league was pretty good. We won the cup and the league, and then we obviously only won the league that year. So hopefully with Grasshoppers we can add a bit more silverware. And actually, my win rate's not that good because for the type of club that we're at, my win rate's not the best here. It's almost as good as my overall win rate anyway. We've won 5 cups, won 5 leagues, got a pretty good record. We've lost over 100 games now, unfortunately, but we have scored over 1,000 goals. So we're not doing too badly for ourselves. Let's just get into this game against Lausanne because I'm waffling too much, and let's just stop me waffling too much. I'm going to bring on Lauren for Puga. He's got a bit of the knock. I know Lauren doesn't like it there, but you know what? Sometimes you got to do stuff you don't like in life. So he can play there. He can have a good game. He'll probably get an assist if he plays all right. Mookie in goal. Davij, Montero, Soasi, Kamara, David, Ian. Why have they got 2 players called David and Ian? I don't know. Mouche, Agnello, Tashi, and Alson Mariano up top for them. We're in the yellow away kit, apparently, according to today. Well, it's black and yellow. Muric in goal. Messinero, Reiner, Antonov, Pickle, Maicon, Pusic, Lauren, Sidibe, Sukasev, and Hartung round out our lineup as I itch my spine. And let's get into it. Like I said, after last game against St Gallen, I want 3 points. I don't want another draw. We could have had the probably league table wrapped up by now. Actually, probably not. It's only 7 games. I mean, 7 games is 21 points, but to be fair, half of them are draws. You have to 11. I think it's something like 11 points we would have gained, maybe. Well, that's not very good maths because it's definitely not. It would be, if all those were wins, it'd be 10 points from them. 16. Poor maths by me. But yeah, hoof it forward. And nothing really comes of it. But next year, I think I'm definitely going to go back to our old formation. The football was better. I just felt more confident in it. And I think in Europe, it might do us a few more favours. Hartung, Does score a lovely goal, though, David Hartung. I mean, it is doing the job. I just don't like the football it's playing. You know, in Lyon, even at Inter Milan, actually, it didn't really work there. At Inter Milan, it was a bit hit and miss. I might have to bring back the bloody Kraken formation. Who remembers that? That was a rough time. Sporting Lisbon, the football was probably arguably the best. But I just got spammed with 15 messages on my phone. What was I saying? Yeah, Sporting Lisbon, I think the football was the best, but at the same time, was I there longer? I don't know. I feel like it's because at Lyon we had a few bad eggs. Like Fekir, everyone remember Fekir. He left on a free. Nabil Fekir, I let him leave on a free. As Sidibe scores a lovely goal. Flipping, yes, mate. 2-0, that's what I'm talking about, mate. St Gallen are unfortunately winning as well, as are Young Boys. So they're keeping the pressure on slightly. I mean, I'm not losing sleep over them teams, but they're definitely making sure that if we do slip up, they'll make their presence known. But Sidibe, lovely effort, left foot, into the net, 2-0. Good for the old goal difference, even though our goal difference is already 38. Don't really need much buffering on that, but I'll take it anyway. Antonov into Loran, who whips a lovely ball out wide to Sidibe. Look at that, mate. Maicon whips it back across. Hartung's there. Unfortunately, Mussy, whoever his name is, collects the ball. But we're looking better today. I don't know, maybe the formation just doesn't work against big teams, because against Lausanne and stuff, we're not playing the prettiest of football. It's a lot of long balls to the running defenders. But, I mean, we're looking pretty dominant and pretty convincing in our victory here so far. So I'm in mixed minds. And, I mean, in the analysis, it looks pretty nice here. But it's a bit, Route 1, which I'm not really a fan of. There's definitely a time and a place for Route 1. If you're playing as Burnley, as much as you want them to play pretty football, it's probably not going to happen, is it? You're going to shut up shop. You're going to look for actually, maybe not Burnley. It's a bit rude to their reputation. I'm just trying to think of clubs that play Route 1 football, really. Pretty much any team in the relegation scrap. They are more often than not, try to shut up shop. They'll try and play defensive. They'll try and nick a goal with maybe like a pacey striker, clinical striker. Similar to what we've done, hopefully nick a goal like that, hold on to it defensively, which I never really... I mean, I understand it, but I don't understand it. If you're a lesser team, quality-wise, defensively you're not going to be good. Do you know what I mean? And I don't want to say just go all-out attack against the big teams, because they probably will. Man United and stuff probably would put 6 past you, or Man City rather, Liverpool. But at the same time, they're just going to break you down anyway. So I'd rather play good football and lose. Actually, maybe not, because Fulham maybe fall into that category. Defensively, they're shocking. But they're not too bad going forward, and they got relegated. I don't know. I'm not a manager in real life. I just play a football simulation. But Hartung's got his 3rd goal of the game. I just think if you're a lower side, a team in the lower half of the table, you might want to play a bit prettier football. Maybe that's why they don't, because they don't have the quality to even do that. Who knows? But Hartung gets his 2nd of the game and our 3rd, and he puts the game probably out of reach of Lausanne. I don't see them really coming back, although that's a fantastic effort. But a lovely save by Muric on the 2nd attempt, and that's commitment there from our bloody defender to get that slide tackle out and stamp his authority over that attacking player, which is lovely to see, to be honest. Lovely to see. Sidibe, goal and assist. Hartung, 2 goals. Antonov and Pickle getting assists. This is a pretty alright game, this. Unfortunately, St Gallen are winning 2-0. So like I said, they're making their presence known. 7 points behind, though. Is that starting to disappear? 10 games left. And we're 7 points clear. So only 23 points now. Let's say 24, just put it out of reach. 24 points out of 30. It's definitely doable. And obviously, each week that goes by, there's more pressure on them to close the gap, right? So... as the weeks go by, it's just going to become harder for them to make sure they do that. Although Agnello has got a goal back. Jean Kleiber Agnello, quite a nice name, has scored the goal. And again, I don't know if that's their fans or our fans, but the stadium's just looking really empty all of a sudden. But it's a lovely goal from them. Lovely touch, lovely finish. And yeah, look, only they're at home, but 2,613, only 400 away fans. This is not good for the Swiss football. Not enough fans, not enough action, not enough reputation, I suppose, to fill the stadium week in, week out, which is a bit of a shame. Pickle up to Sukasev. Lovely finish. Wow, Nikola Sukasev. Half the time I wish he can do something like that, and he doesn't. But he just proved he can, and he has it in the locker. So I might have to have words with him, because there's a lot of games we could have won this year if he did this. So yeah, I have to have a stern word with him after this game. 4-1 though, looking pretty convincing. It's just, yeah, a big mess, isn't it, really, this division? I mean, if you're pretty much in this middle bunch, you're just sort of flip-flopping everywhere. They all have really negative records. They all probably just win against each other and probably get battered by the top four. Some just more consistently than others. Basel, shocker of a year. They'll probably bounce back next year. When they have a bit of time to sort of establish. Actually, I don't know, because the league's just been loaded in, right? So I'd like to say Basel have a lot of money from all the previous years they've won it, but realistically, because the league wasn't loaded, the finances weren't probably like tracked as thoroughly as they are obviously like when the league's loaded and finances actually matter. So although they won the league a bunch of times, they probably actually didn't even get anything for that, and they are starting a fresh slate, so it may take a few more years than they wish to settle in, and by that time their reputation might have dropped. As Sadibe gets another goal, 5-1. Antonov, lovely cross. I really like Antonov, does the job. Nemanja Antonov, fantastic play from him. Starts to throw in. Pusic finds him, lovely ball, look at that, across the face of goal. Sadibe's there, right-footed volley this time. And yeah, gets his second of the game. And Sukasev now with a free kick. Can he get his second? Almost does, to keep it under pressure. Going to make a few subs, just because I can, to be honest. Borges, actually no, Sadibe's on for his hat-trick. Maggie can come on for Sukasev. We'll bring on Anderson for Pusic. And Chiappa for Antonov. Give Antonov a bit of a rest. Don't want to wear him out. And this is much better, finally. A game where we can look back and say, yes, the formation works, the team work, and we actually look pretty convincing. Grasshoppers 5, Lausanne 1. So you know, we didn't lose this episode. I don't know why I keep stuttering. I used to have a stutter, and I got rid of it, and now it's coming back. But we qualify for the Europa League by securing a top 4 finish. That's pretty good news. Yeah, we haven't lost this episode, which is fantastic. But unfortunately, neither did St Gallen, because we played them in the first game. They won their second. So they do keep the pressure on us. As for next episode, I don't really know who to bring you, but maybe Sion and Lugano. And then we end it with Lausanne Basel, maybe. But I think Sion and Lugano, because I don't think I've played them on episode yet. So let me deal with that. I'll do that on my side. But that is the end of today's episode. If you did enjoy us finally displaying some worthwhile football and getting some nice results, drop a like down below. It helps out a ton. Subscribe to stay updated with the journey. You'll get a video, hopefully every day, at 5 PM GMT, well, actually it's BST now, of this journey. Stay updated. You'll find out where we go to next, if we manage to do this again next season. That's, of course, if we do it this season. But, yeah, drop a like down below, hit the subscribe button, and as always, I'll catch you guys next time. See you later.